Welcome to Battle Axe Postseason Edition. This is a moment 2 months in the making. From the Bustin' Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, I'm Joey Danya, alongside Bobby Bradford. It's been a 7-week regular season to get to this, the double elimination postseason tournament. If you're new to the program, let's give you the rundown of the rules of Battle Axe. There you see the board. Moving inward towards the bullseye, the rings are worth 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 points. The bullseye is worth 6 points. On the top of that outermost ring is that small blue dot. That's what's for what we call a kill shot. A player can go for it at any point in the match. If they hit it, they get 8 points. If they miss it, they get nothing, Bobby.
If they go for it, they get nothing. But if they win this double elimination tournament here, Joey, this is what they get to take home. The World Axe Throwing League Championship belt. It's going to go to a worthy competitor here this afternoon, and I'm looking forward to see how it plays out.
This is what all of these competitors work so hard for, the World Axe Throwing League Championship belt. It is a thing of beauty, and it's currently in the possession of Matt the Magic Man Bradshaw, but a lot of competitors looking to bring it home here today. Let's take a look at the bracket here for our postseason tournament. The number 1 seed is Casey Nines because Matt Bradshaw and Chris D'Onofrio both will not be competing. D'Onofrio was the number 1 overall seed, or he would have been.
Correct.
But he has some other commitments that are going to keep him out of town. And Matt Bradshaw had some dental surgery, so he's not going to be able to play. Now this thing feels wide open.
Absolutely. We've been talking all season long, Joey, about that strong middle of the pack. It's going to be tested here tonight, and someone's going to come home with that championship belt.
Our first matchup here in the postseason, Zachary Torble will take on Stephanie Prine. Prine and Torble touch tips of the axes, and our postseason is ready to begin.
Yeah, so Zach doing a really nice job of competing here in his first Battle Axe League. And Stephanie doing a really nice job making that progression into that 5 and 6 ring. And we know come tournament time, Joey, that's more important now more so than ever.
Yeah, there's just a certain level of excitement here in the air at the Bustin' Axe Throwing Range. It's win or go home here. This is a double elimination tournament, though, so it takes a little bit of the pressure off here in the opening round.
Absolutely, and for a new competitor like Zachary, getting to feel the emotions in the tournament is really important. For Stephanie, she's been here before. She knows what it's like to go through the A bracket. She knows what it's like to go down to the B bracket and kind of have to work your way back a little bit. So a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings going in the air here. But Zach's shown that he's up for the task here, only down by 1 going into the 4th throw.
A bullseye there from Stephanie Prine on her 3rd throw. She's got a 15-14 lead. And that experience can prove very valuable when you get into this postseason.
Absolutely.
And right on cue there, that one gets away from Torble, and that can be devastating. He's down by 4 now after 4 throws. Yeah,
so Stephanie doing a really nice job of capitalizing on Zach's 2 there with a 5 of her own. But a nice response there by Zach. Looks like it could be a 4, possibly a 5 if it's popping through on the top part of the blade, but it is not. Stephanie able to get another point with a 5-point lead going into the turn here.
She is playing very well here to start the postseason. Oh my goodness. Wow. Just a devastating drop there from Prine.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, we've got a 1-point game.
And that's the beauty of axe throwing here, Joey. But something that Stephanie has really eliminated from her game is the drop. So the unfortunate drop coming at the absolute wrong time, but she still is in this match. But Zach with another nice throw to tie this thing up going into the 8th throw. So very close to being a bullseye there, Joey, as well.
Zachary Torble starting to heat up here on the second half. And we are tied at 29 all. 3 throws to go.
And you can see Stephanie's still pretty calm, though. She's not going to let the emotions get the best of her. That could be a bullseye, Joey, if it's popping through on the right-hand side. And it is. So staying cool, calm, and collected is Stephanie Prine.
Well, when she needed a bullseye most, Stephanie Prine delivered. She's got a 2-point lead now, just 2 throws to go.
It looks like that could be a 4, possibly a 5. Oh, ruled a 5 initially for Zach.
4, Stephanie.
Ooh, and ruled a 4. So, hey, are you ready for the tournament here, Joey?
Wow, what a way to start this postseason. Stephanie Prine clinging to a 1-point lead. Final throw coming here.
And we knew these high-pressure throws were going to be all throughout the night. And it looks like Stephanie's going to just trade 4s with Zach and come out with the victory.
Good game. 42
Well, Stephanie Prine starting the postseason, winning by the slimmest of margins, 43-42 the final.
Yeah, just a tremendous way to start off the tournament here. As you can see, Stephanie had that drop on her sixth throw, and Zach had a mistake of a 2 on his fourth throw. But both competitors are doing a nice job of rebounding from their mistakes, Joey, and then keeping this thing close. Zach had a chance there on the 10th throw, and unfortunately for him, he'll go down to the B bracket, and Stephanie will advance in the A bracket. But just a tremendous matchup by both competitors.
Yeah, great job out of Stephanie Prine to just kind of have short memory and forget about that drop and get right back into her rhythm and then deliver that big bullseye on her eighth throw. That proved to be the difference in this one. Time now for our next postseason matchup. Sarah Murray ready to go. She's going to take on Gina Feenstra.
Yeah, so Sarah coming in at 15-13, Gina at 7-21, but don't let that record fool you guys. Gina can put up some serious points, and we know come tournament time, you throw those records out the window.
Yeah, both of these competitors have a lot of experience under their belts. They're going to look to ride that experience for a deep run here in the postseason.
Yeah, and for Gina, it's been that transition out of getting rid of those drops and moving into that consistent 4, trying to get into that 5 and 6 ring. And then for Sarah, she's kind of dealt with a little bit of drops this season so far, so a bit uncharacteristic from Sarah, but as it stands, it's all tied up here going into the third throw.
Incredible focus here from Sarah Murray.
Axe getting away from her there, and it looks like that's a bullseye there for Gina. So way to capitalize on Sarah's 3 there. And just a great example, Joey, of when your opponent makes a mistake, if you can live in that 5 and 6 ring, you can really take advantage and create an insurmountable gap. Nice response. Really nice.
Well, back and forth we go. This time it's Sarah Murray with a bullseye to pick up a couple of points on Gina Feenstra. Just a 1-point lead now for Feenstra.
Yeah, as you said, Joey, just intense focus. Everyone feels kind of the tension in the air now that we got a match down. Everyone kind of knows that, hey, it's really on now.
3, Gina?
Well, Jenny's going to get a look at this one, see if it's a 5, but it's a 4. So we are all tied up after the first half of this one, 22-all. Murray and Feenstra will switch sides and get ready to go for the second half.
Well, and you can just feel it, Joe. I mean, both this matches down that we've seen, a great throw there by Sarah. They've just been trading points back and forth. There's really evenly matched competitors going on here tonight. And Sarah just with a nice bullseye. And Gina's just kind of got to focus up. She's got to find that 5 and 6 ring like she was doing in her first few throws.
Well, the second bullseye of this postseason for Sarah Murray gives her a 2-point lead, and there's another good throw.
Yep.
Looks like a 5. And what a throw there from Feenstra, but she just missed the bullseye. So it's a 2-point lead still for Sarah Murray with 3 throws to go now.
Yeah, and both these competitors are familiar with the tournament. They know how to handle the emotions in this. So we're going to see a lot of great competition, and the margin for error for these competitors is razor thin. Nice 5 there by Gina.
Oh, Gina Feenstra able to regain the lead now after a 5.
So it's really important just to have that muscle memory. You just had a nice throw. You got to kind of try to duplicate that. Nice 5 there by Sarah. The axe getting away from her a little bit. Still possible, Joe. Coming down to the last throw here.
Sarah's up by 2.
Sarah Murray leading 42-40. Final throw coming.
Gina needs a bullseye and needs Sarah to throw a 4 to force sudden death overtime. Let's see how it plays out. Ooh. Looks like that's a 5 there for Sarah.
5, Sarah. All right.
Well, Sarah Murray puts it away with another 5. She gets the win over Gina Feenstra, 47-44.
Yeah, but a really nice match there by both competitors. Gina puts up a nice score of 44. As you can see there, she had the 1 bullseye on her 3rd throw. But a nice smattering of 5s, only that 1 3 on her 5th throw. Most importantly, no drops. And then for Sarah, just a really nice job of finishing out this match. As you can see, after the turn, nothing but 6s and 5s at 1 4 on her 8th throw. But did enough to come away with the victory and advance in the A bracket. Gina, though, will go down to the B bracket. And we've seen her make a run before, Joey. So looking forward to seeing how it all plays out.
We are just getting this postseason started. Let's take a look at the updated bracket here in this double elimination postseason tournament. Well, as you can see here, Casey Nines now knows who he will be taking on in the opening round. He's going to take on Stephanie Prine, who we, of course, just saw defeat Zachary Torbel. Cody Yoakum advances over Haley Schur, and Everett Schur advances as well.
Then as we see, Eric Schissel is going to be taking on Nicole D'Onofrio, and then Hannah Brussels defeated Shannon Lenhart. And then as we just saw, Sarah Murray defeated Gina Feenstra. So Hannah and Sarah will go head-to-head. Should be a great competition.
Lots more postseason battle acts still to come. We'll bring it to you straight ahead. Stay tuned to MC22. Welcome back to the postseason edition here of Battle Axe, where we will crown a champion here today in this double elimination postseason tournament. As always, we're coming to you from the Buston Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa. I'm Joey Danya alongside Bobby Bradford. And Bobby, it's been an exciting start to the postseason thus far.
It has, and looking forward to this next matchup as well, Joey.
Everett Schur ready to take on Cody Yoakum. Yeah, this should be a good one here, Bobby.
Yeah, we've talked all season long, Joey, about how strong the middle of the pack here at the Buston Axe Throwing Range is. And as you can see here, both these competitors coming in at 16-13 and looking to make some waves.
And with two of the favorites out of this tournament, that really opens things up for the middle of the pack.
It really does.
4 and bullseye Everett.
Well, a good start here for Everett Schur, a bullseye to take the early lead over Cody Yoakum.
Yep, and so for Cody, you know, his whole season has kind of come down to trying to find that 5 and 6 ring. We've seen him get stuck in that vortex a little bit too often, and then unfortunately we've seen some drops out of him as well, so something he definitely doesn't want to have happen here on the Week 8 tournament. But as we've seen with Everett Schur before, he's very aggressive with the kill shot, and something we know in the tournament, Joey, that's very valuable. It's a very valuable tool to have in your toolbox. We'll see if it happens here during this matchup.
Indeed, we will. Cody Yoakum with a bullseye on his second throw to tie the game at 10.
5 Everett.
Looks like that could be a bullseye there for Cody,
No,
but
5.
ruled a 5, very close to being a bullseye. But what would you expect? All tied up going to the fourth throw.
Yeah, we've had some close matches already here this postseason, and that's what you'd expect to see.
Absolutely. Yeah, all these players, you know, obviously the brackets are designed to lump everybody together, you know, based on their ability. So it's no surprise to see some close matchups here,
All
but
right,
it's always
fifth
fun to
round,
see these kind of back and forth matchups, Joey.
Still tied after 4 throws, 19 all, between Yoakum and Schur.
You can see both competitors keeping it light, having some fun. Looks like a nice 5 there by Everett, and we'll see if that bottom part of the blade's popping through there for Cody. Ruled a 4. But I think that's a pretty flush 5 there. I think it's popping through on the right-hand side.
I'm gonna say it's a 4.
Oh,
Everett, but you can
wow.
It's in on one side. That's not.
So our first close call and is ruled a 4, Joey. So a big surprise there.
That was about as close as it could be to getting into that 5 ring without actually being a 5.
Correct, yeah. I thought for sure it was popping through on the right-hand side, but if you're new to the program, the blade has to be popping through on both sides of that blade, so you have to see the wood
5 Everett.
on both sides. And unfortunately for Everett on his last throw, he was unable to get that 5 ring. All tied up, 28-28 going into the 7th throw.
They have traded points here on the last 4 throws. We'll see if one of these competitors can build some separation here.
Looks like that's a nice 5 there. Could be a bullseye there for Cody Yoakum.
Everett.
I think that's popping through on the bottom-hand side. Cody's going to get a closer look. Well, initially ruled a bullseye.
5 Cody.
And again, another throw just on the other side of that 5 ring there, Joey. Very, very close. We'll see if it's popping through on the left-hand side.
It's like very.
Yeah, all that has to be there is just a little sliver of wood for it to be a 5.
Do you want a second?
Jenny's asking if you'd like a second opinion.
Yeah, I'm okay.
But again, it looks like Everett's going to agree with the call. It's ruled a 4. You can see there he's getting a little closer look as he pulls the axe out. But again, another close call, Joey. That's 2 points. And he's down by 1. So those are 2 very, very big points in this matchup.
Especially with just 3 throws to go here.
There's a no doubt 5. That could be a bullseye.
Cody, 5 Everett.
But it's ruled a 5, and doesn't look like it's popping through on the right-hand side, but Everett wants a closer look.
Bullseye.
Oh, and officially ruled bullseye.
Well, now he gets a ruling that
All
goes
right,
his
so-
way, and he needed it.
He did,
This
but
is
of
throw
course,
time.
as it always happens, Joey, whenever you get the call, your opponent, of course, throws the same bullseye as well, so no ground gain for Everett Shore. And that looks like it could be a 5.
Cody, 5
So
Everett.
Everett finally able to get a point on Cody Yoakum, tying this thing all up, going into the 10th
Your
row.
Last throw, you're tied at 43.
Well, how about this?
You can see they're talking about it. I think Everett just asked, do you want to go up? And we've seen Cody is not very aggressive with that kill shot. But it looks like they've agreed. It looks like Cody's lining up for the kill shot.
Yeah, we haven't seen a kill shot yet this postseason, but we're about to right now.
Well, I love this sportsmanship by both competitors here. You can see, Everett's off the mark a little bit, and so is Cody. But
All right.
knowing that they're all tied up, let's just do it again.
Now it'll come down to a kill shot here in sudden death. You don't even have to hit it here to win. Who's ever the closest will bring home the victory.
Yeah, we'll see who can pull this victory out. And again, this is something where, both competitors are very close. We're going to have to get a closer look here. I think initially it looks like Everett's got it, but we'll wait for official ruling from Jenny here. And
Everett
she
still
calls it, so
Mr. Kill
Mr. Kill living up to his name.
getting the win with the kill shot here over Cody Yoakum.
Yours is like up on the
What a
line.
great start to this postseason.
Yeah, you can see there. And, for a competitor like Cody, when he doesn't really go for the kill shot very often, that was pretty close. So we'll see if he pulls some more out going down to the B bracket.
So Everett Shore staying alive in the A bracket. Meanwhile, Cody Yoakum is going to be facing a win-or-go-home scenario in the B bracket.
Yeah, but just a nice job by both competitors, putting up a nice round of 43, even with that kill shot attempt on the 10th throw. But a lot of 5s, a lot of 6s, 4s, and no 3s on the board, no drops on the board. So both competitors doing a really good job of eliminating those mistakes from their game. And Everett will continue on in the A bracket, and Cody, as you said, will face more competition down in the B bracket.
Well, another thrilling finish here in the postseason, and we're still just getting started. Our next matchup, Eric the Scope Shizzle taking on Nicole D'Onofrio. Shizzle coming in with a record of 20-8. The former champion has to be considered one of the favorites here to win today.
Absolutely. So Eric's been here before. This is Nicole's first tournament on Battle Axe, but we've seen a really impressive season from her so far.
Bullseye, Nicole.
No stranger to throwing axes, just a stranger to battle axe. A nice start there with the bullseye on her first throw. And as you can see, Nicole's got her right wrist taped up. I wonder if she's dealing with some discomfort or if it's a new throwing mechanism.
Well, whatever it is, she's off to a good start here. A 5 from D'Onofrio and a 5 from Shizzle as well to keep it a 1-point lead for D'Onofrio. And the postseason here, and T Swift is in the house.
We know T Swift is Eric's spirit animal, and so he's brought her along to follow this journey of the double elimination tournament. It's worked out for him before in the past, so I don't blame him.
Another bullseye from D'Onofrio. She's off to a hot start here. A 2-point advantage after the first 3 throws.
Well, one D'Onofrio may be gone, but I think another D'Onofrio might have a chance of taking home that belt as well.
Wow.
Nice bullseye.
She just keeps pouring it on. Back-to-back bullseyes. She'll have a shot at a unicorn here on throw number 5.
Yeah, so our first unicorn attempt here coming from Nicole D'Onofrio and Eric. Consistent 5s to start off this matchup. Still in this thing, but yeah, the way Nicole's throwing, he needs to get this thing kicked into gear. Very close to being a bullseye there for Eric. Initially ruled a 5. Eric's going to get a closer look. Let's see, he knows points are very important here, Joey.
Well, it'll be a 2-point lead for D'Onofrio heading into the second half. And now they'll switch sides and get ready to go for the second half.
Both players are locked focus. They didn't realize it was the 5th throw, so Axe getting away from Nicole there a little bit, and Eric finally finds the bullseye on his 6th throw to tie this thing all up. So a nice job of capitalizing on Nicole's couple 4s that she's thrown, but she just needs to find that rhythm that she had to start off this match, Joey.
Well, just like that, we're all tied, 31 apiece.
There you go.
And the axe getting away from her again.
Eric the Scope Shizzle starting to heat up. Back-to-back bullseyes. He's turned a 3-point deficit into a 2-point advantage.
And a chance at a unicorn here. And as we've seen time and time again, Joey, well, very close. We'll have to get a closer look at that. But, just changing those lanes, can really make a big difference.
5, Eric.
Sometimes it's not in the positive direction, but for Eric, that's what's happening here. So
He extends his lead to 3 now. 2 throws to go. D'Onofrio's going to have to heat up, which, of course, she was red hot on the first half of this one.
she was, and I just saw her ask Jenny about the score. I was wondering if she was contemplating a kill shot,
4?
possibly waiting to see how this last throw plays out. I would like to see her be aggressive, go for that kill shot,
Last
knowing that
throw,
Eric can hit a
Eric's up to
5.
3.
Yeah, you don't expect Shizzle to make a mistake and get anything worse than a 4.
Right.
Really, the kill shot is your only chance, but she's not going to go for it.
4 Nicole, 5 Eric.
It's unfortunate. We've seen her be aggressive with the kill shot before in the league and hit it as well, Joey. So
Not a 5.
the points don't really carry over in the tournament here, just the victories.
All right, good game. 48,
And the
Nicole,
victory
51,
goes to
Eric.
Eric the Scope Shizzle. 51-48, the final.
Yeah, so really nice start here for Nicole D'Onofrio. As you can see, 3 6s in her first 4 throws, but then she got stuck in that dreaded vortex, Joey, and allowed Eric to get back in this matchup. And then on her 10th throw, electing not to go for the kill shot, really something I'd like to see her do. She had a chance. Eric threw a 5. If she would have hit the kill shot, that would have been sent it into sudden death, and she would have had a chance to continue on in the A bracket. But as it stands, Eric comes out with the victory, 51-48. Nicole will head down to the B bracket, but it's definitely a competitor to look out for.
And from Eric the Scope Shizzle, that's exactly what you'd expect to see out of the former champion. When adversity came along, he responded in a big way to get the win and advance in the A bracket. Here is an updated look at that A bracket. It's Casey Laser Wolf 9s moving on past Stephanie Prine and Everett Shore. We just saw him take down Cody Yoakum. Eric the Scope advancing over D'Onofrio, and Hannah Brussel advancing as well over Sarah Murray. She'll take on Eric Shizzle next. Here's a look at the B bracket, Bobby.
Yep, the B bracket, as you can see, a number of competitors down there, and a lot of really great matchups. Looking forward to it, and we'll have that coming up.
Stay tuned for more postseason Battle Axe here on MC22. Welcome back to a postseason edition of Battle Axe. We're here at the Bustin' Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa, where we will crown a champion in this double elimination postseason tournament. It's been an exciting start thus far, and we've got a lot of action still to come as we look to crown a champion here at the Bustin' Axe Throwing Range. Everett Shore, Mr. Kill, ready to take on Casey Laser Wolf 9s.
Yeah, so our first time seeing Casey Laserwolf 9s here tonight, the de facto #1 seed. And we just saw Everett Shore defeat Cody Yoakum in sudden death.
Yeah, Casey 9s has been so close to win. Ooh,
5.
Wow.
wow. Devastating start to this one for Mr. Kill.
Absolutely. You can see he's kind of shocked and surprised.
You can do 3 kill shots.
5-0 after one throw. Everett with a devastating drop. Definitely not the start that he wanted to have here in this matchup.
Yeah, you could see the disappointment there in his face. He knows
4 and 4.
you cannot make mistakes like that in the postseason, especially not against a competitor like Casey 9s.
Correct, but we've talked about it before, Joey. You have to have a very short memory when it comes to axe throwing, so you just have to put up some positive points on the board. And there's a nice response. So after his 4 on his second throw, he throws a nice bullseye to make this thing a 3-point lead for Casey Laserwolf 9s.
Yeah, long way to go still, and he's still in this. It's just a 3-point game, so he's got to keep pouring it on, though.
Absolutely. The one thing you can hang your hat on, Joey, is that it happened on the first throw. You got 9 more throws to make up the difference.
5 Casey.
Another nice bullseye there for Everett, so he's really rebounded nicely.
Yeah, just slowly but surely chipping away. Back-to-back bullseyes. Shot at a unicorn here.
And then for Casey, he's just, lived in that 5 and 6 ring for most of the season. Another nice throw there. Very close to being a bullseye there for
Bullseye
Everett.
5 Casey.
How about that? A unicorn from Everett Shore, and just like that, After a 5-0 start to this one, he's within a point heading into the second half. What a comeback.
What a comeback, absolutely, and just shows how important it is to live in that 5 and 6 ring, Joey. Even if you have a mistake of a drop, you can really make up some points by living in that 5 and 6 ring.
Post 5, Everett.
Rule to 5 for Everett,
Bullseye.
and popping through on the right-hand side is that bullseye there for Casey Laserwolf 9, so he's able to make up a point on Everett, making it a 29-27 lead going into the 7th throw.
First bullseye of the match for Laser Wolf.
5 and Bullseye, Everett.
Looks like we called a bullseye there for Everett. Everett's going to get a closer look, and it looks like he's going to say that's a 5, so not popping through in the top part of the blood. Yeah, you can see it there from our action cam there. Wants to come about his wins honorably, as are all competitors here in the Bustin' Axe throwing range.
So it's a 2-point lead for Nines, and we, of course, know that Everett Shore's always thinking about that kill shot.
Absolutely, and with his drop on the first throw, Joey, he can go for 3 kill shots here in this matchup. So getting some clarification on the score, electing not to go for the kill shot. And as you can see, Casey getting a closer look. That could be a bullseye if it's popping through. But it is ruled a 5, so a 3-point lead, and now we see it from Everett calling for the kill shot.
And I think that's a great call. You're down by 3.
Yep.
And this is kind of your bread and butter if you're Everett Shore.
Just threw a 5, and that's going to be very close, Joey. And it's a hit.
How about that?
There we go.
A kill shot from Mr. Kill
Last throw,
to
you're
tie the game.
Wow. No matter the outcome of this game, just a tremendous comeback by Everett Shore, overcoming that drop on his first throw. He's trying to. I wonder if he's trying to bait Casey into going for the kill shot like he did with Cody. But Casey electing to play the board. And a nice bullseye there. And
As he should, because that's Casey's game, and he finishes this one in style. A bullseye to lock up the win over Everett Shore.
yeah, what can you say? I mean, this matchup had tournament written all over it. I mean, Everett with the drop on his first throw, overcoming all that with a unicorn and a kill shot to tie this thing up going into the 10th throw. And then just Mr. Consistency, Casey Laserwolf 9s, a lot of 5s, a couple 4s, and a couple 6s there for a nice round of 50. He escapes and advances in the A bracket. And then for Everett Shore, he heads down to the B bracket, but we know he can throw up some serious points.
Well, Casey Nines has to be considered one of the favorites to win this postseason tournament. Here he is on his ninth thus far, a couple of wins under his belt already in the A bracket.
Pretty good. Came in, ready to throw like normal for a tournament night. Just kind of scoping out the competition. I would say even though Matt's not in it and Chris isn't in it, like that actually made the competition a lot tougher. The people that I'm playing against, we usually go back and forth between who wins, usually by a point or two. So, I came in like, let's see what happens tonight. I'm hoping I pull out top. I had 2 games so far, pretty good. Just got to keep pushing through. I'm in the top 3 right now, but once we get down to those last 3, it's going to get real tight in there.
Casey Nines has been so close before to winning it all. He's been in that postseason championship matchup. We'll see if here today he can bring home the belt for the first time in his career. Time now for our next matchup. Stephanie Primetime Prine going to take on Gina Feenstra.
Here we have, Joey, an elimination matchup, so the loser of this match will be going home, and the winner will be advancing further into the B bracket.
Pressure's on here for Prine and Feenstra.
This is when the axe gets a little heavier, the palms get a little sweatier, and the tension builds, but as a competitor, you just have to learn how to deal with it.
Good start for Stephanie Prine. She throws a 5. Meanwhile, it's a 4 for Gina Feenstra.
Ooh, and looks like the axe getting away from Stephanie there. Looks like that's a 3.
3, Stephanie.
And luckily for Stephanie, Gina only throws a 4. So things still tied up, but some uncharacteristic 3s out of Stephanie here tonight.
Well, that might just be the nerves that come with playing in a winner-go-home scenario.
So a nice response. That could be a 5 that's
Gina,
popping
4,
through on the left-hand side, but ruled a 4. And again, the axe getting away from Gina. You notice when the axe gets away from Gina a little bit, it kind of tends to sail on her a little bit. So when she really has that nice direct throw, she can really live in that 5 and 6 ring. And it looks like Stephanie wants some clarification.
It's in on one side. side, but I don't see it on the other side.
Jenny's saying she's not seeing it popping through on the left-hand side. Knowing how important points are, I don't blame Stephanie for getting some an extra eyeball on it. But yeah, for Gina, though, she just has to, maintain that axe. Nice direct throw right there. You can see the axe not getting away from her.
Her best throw of the match thus far.
Fifth row
It's
in
a 5 to tie this one at 16 apiece.
And then for Stephanie, it's all about that blade. When that blade gets a little wobbly on her, looks like that's a nice throw there.
five,
When that
two,
blade gets a
bullseye
little
stuff.
wobbly on her, she tends to be a little more erratic with her throw. So a nice bullseye there on her fifth throw. 22-21 going into the turn.
Feenstra and Prine switch sides, and Prine giving some love to the camera and Prime Time Nation.
We've seen that have really good results. Unfortunately for Stephanie, it's another 3 there. So Primetime Nation needs to come through in an even bigger way now. But yeah, so Gina unable to capitalize on Stephanie's 3 there by throwing a 4.
4 Gina, 5 Stephanie.
Well, there's a nice throw from Prine. She's got a 1-point lead here with 3 throws to go.
You can just hear the hush of the crowd, Joey. Everyone's just kind of living on every throw here.
Yeah, you could hear a pin drop right now at the Busted Axe throwing range. That throw really getting away from Stephanie. It's a 3. Not a lot of damage done, though, because Feenstra just throws a 4. So we're tied at 33 now with
All right, throw
2
9.
throws to go.
Yeah, so Stephanie is living very dangerously here. She's thrown 3 threes in this matchup. And unfortunately for Gina, she has not been able to capitalize on them the way that she'd like to.
4.
And a couple 4s. So, hey, what else is new? We're all tied up going into the 10th throw.
You guys are tied at 37.
Last throw coming here for Prine and Feenstra, unless we get sudden death once again.
Yeah, so this tournament showing that both... Oh, my gosh.
Well, if Feenstra
Wow.
can land one, she'll get the win, and she does.
All right, 37 to 41.
Devastating drop for Stephanie Prine. Gina Feenstra staying alive. She gets the win, 41 to 37.
Yeah, you can see that's not the way Stephanie wanted to go out of this matchup here. So the way that axe was heading, it looked like that would have been a 4, so we would have probably been going into sudden death overtime. So you never want to see a season end, but the way that Stephanie's season ended is definitely going to probably stick with her a little bit. Too many 3s, and of course that drop in the 10th throw for a round of 37. And then for Gina, you give her credit. She put up a nice score of 41, a couple 5s there on her 4th and 5th throw. So she advances, and Stephanie goes home.
Well, certainly not the way Stephanie Prine wanted this season to end, but she had a lot of positives to build on here this season. Here's Stephanie Prine on her season as a whole.
I mean, I think that everything was a lot more consistent than it has been in past leagues. I've definitely thrown higher scores than I have this league, but I also had way less drops, way fewer 3s, which for me is an improvement, just more consistency. So all my games were usually like in the 40s, save for a couple, outliers in either direction. So, yeah.
Well, congrats to Stephanie on a solid season. We'll look forward to seeing her in future seasons here on Battle Axe. Let's take a look at the updated bracket here in this double elimination postseason tournament. The top overall seed is Casey Laserwolf Nines. He, of course, advanced past Everett Shore in thrilling fashion. Elsewhere in the A bracket, it's Eric the Scope Shizzle advancing past Nicole D'Onofrio. He's going to take on Hannah Brussel. And in the B bracket, Everett Shore will take on Nicole D'Onofrio.
And Stephanie Prine falling to Gina Feenstra, so Gina advances, and she will face Cody Yoakum, and they will go on to see who advances in the B bracket, Joey.
Looking forward to it. It's win or go home in that B bracket. We'll bring you much more postseason Battle Axe straight ahead. Stay tuned here on MC22. Welcome back to postseason edition of Battle Axe. We are here at the Bustin' Axe throwing range in Dubuque, Iowa to crown a champion. As always, I'm Joey Danya alongside Bobby the Blade Bradford. And, Bobby, this has been a thrilling postseason thus far, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been so many close matchups, and you can tell the pressure is on with these competitors.
We're going to bring you a highly anticipated matchup here in the A bracket. Eric the Scope Shizzle taking on Hannah Brussel. This should be a dandy.
Oh, it's going to be a great matchup. Eric coming in at 21-8, Hannah at 20-10. Both players can put up some serious points, and they're all ready. They're ready to go, Joey. They're loose. They've got a couple matches under their belt
4
now.
Eric, 5 Hannah.
Both of these players looking to bring home a championship here today. Eric the Scope looking to become a 2-time champion. Hannah Brussel looking for her first.
And what I've liked out of both these competitors, Joey, is they really get into a nice rhythm. You know, that when they start to find their throw, they don't really waste their time. They go up, they get their axe, they come up, they get set, and they throw. They're ready to throw again. But it's all about finding that throw that they're looking for.
And these are two veterans of this league. They've got so many matches under their belt, and they know what it takes to win here in the postseason.
Yeah, as you can see, the great throw there by Eric, kind of leading his hand with the blade there.
5 Hannah.
Always try to point at that bullseye. You kind of want your hand to end where you want that axe to go.
Oh, bullseye. I see
So
the
initially
bullseye.
called a 5, but that looked like a pretty flush bullseye there, so change to a bullseye. Eric with a 1-point lead going into the fourth throw.
And we, of course, are here in the A bracket right now, so this isn't a winner-go-home match between Shizzle and Brussel.
4 Hannah, 4
Yeah, so
Eric.
the winner of this matchup will face Casey Laserwolf Nines to see who becomes victorious in the A bracket.
All right, throw 5.
And then
Eric,
the loser of this matchup will go down to the B bracket and face the some more B bracket competition.
Yeah, if you can win this match here, all you got to do is take down Nines, and you're in the championship
You're in the
match.
championship, yep.
4 and 4.
And as it stands, if you don't have any losses going in, if you come out the victor of the B bracket, the person you play in the championship, Joey, has to beat you twice.
Such an advantage to remain in the A bracket. It's a 1-point game here as we get the second half of this one underway.
Nice throw there by Hannah that looks like it was a bullseye,
5
but
Hannah.
ruled a 5 actually. So very, very close, and you can see kind of a little disappointment there out of Hannah, knowing that was pretty close to tying this thing all up.
Eric the Scope focusing in with a 1-point
Ooh.
lead. That one gets away from him. Can Happy Feet
For
take
Eric,
advantage?
5 Hannah.
She does.
She does.
She ties it up at 32 with a 5.
Yeah, so you can see Eric just holding on to that axe just a little bit too long. Axe getting away from him allows Hannah to tie this thing up. But what do we say, Joey? It's about a short memory. Unfortunately, it looks like another 4 there for Eric the Scope.
4 and 4.
But no ground gained or lost. Hannah with a 4 as well, so 36-36. Another close matchup here, Joey.
9.
This postseason has delivered some nail biters, and we've got another one right now. 36 all, 2 throws to go.
Yeah, you can just really feel the momentum shift back and forth on every throw here.
5 and 5.
So a couple 5s. Yeah, you really don't know who has the momentum at any given time, Joey. Who's the aggressor and who's trying to make up points.
10th throw coming in a tied game here between Shizzle and Brussel.
Nice bullseye there by Eric. And Hannah off the mark.
Wow, what a finish to this one. Happy Feet just
All right,
missing the
good game,
bullseye.
46,
Shizzle
47,
delivers the
Eric.
bowl for the win. They hug it out here at the Bustin' Axe.
Yeah, so Eric with the bullseye when it counts the most. So a nice bullseye there on his 10th throw to come out with the 1-point victory over Hannah Happy Feet Brussel. But as you can see for both competitors, no 3s on the board. Probably a little too many 4s for Hannah's liking. But both solid competitors, and either one of these throwers, Joey, can come away with that Bustin' Axe championship belt.
Love to see the hug there between Brussel and Shizzle. It really speaks volumes about just the family kind of atmosphere here at the Bustin' Axe throwing range. All of these competitors have just the utmost respect for one another. The field is starting to dwindle. Let's throw it down to Eric the Scope on the remaining competition.
So as I was looking at it, it looks like Nicole's up there. She's got a chance to get back up and be, in the top 3 with us, shoot back. I had a good match against her. great match against her. Actually, that was really nice. We had a good shootout. So it'd be nice to see her back up there, compete with me and Casey. Hannah again, just had a match with her, close neck and neck. So she also chance to get back up there. Haven't seen Cody yet tonight, but he's still throwing pretty well. So there's a chance he could be up there too. So right now we're just kind of waiting to see, where that is. Those matches that are going while we're talking here, I'm kind of excited to see what's going on and what I'm missing. So it's still, like I said, it's anybody's game, and I think no matter what, it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good games to watch coming up. Yep.
So many great competitors still remaining here in the field, all of them looking to bring home that championship belt. Hannah Brussel came up just short there in that match to Eric Schizzle. Let's throw it down to Hannah to get her thoughts on the night thus far.
I won my first 2 games. I felt pretty good about them. The scores were, typically what I get. Then lost my third. So that took me, my first L of the night, which was against Eric. It was a great game. We were neck and neck the entire game. He just pulled one ahead of me last throw. So it was a fun match to play against him. And it's always cool when you're neck and neck, but a little nerve-wracking. I was shaking in my boots a little.
Hannah Brussel feeling the nerves here in this postseason tournament. We're set to go for another matchup here, and we're going to go down to the B bracket for a win or go home matchup. Nicole D'Onofrio going to take on Everett Shure, Mr. Kill.
Yeah, so both these competitors putting together just a great tournament so far here, Joey. Everett falling to Casey Laserwolf Nines in his last matchup, and Nicole not the start that she wants. It looks like a 1. So we saw Everett overcome a drop on his last matchup to tie this thing up. And Nicole will have to overcome a devastating 1.
But it could have been a lot worse, right?
It could have been a 0.
She got a 1, and it's just a 4 for Everett Shure.
Correct.
So it's only a 3-point deficit. Still 9 throws to go. She's not out of this one by any means.
Yeah. So you can see she was kind of shaking her wrist a little bit there, Joey. So I wonder if that wrist injury is affecting her throw a little bit. But Everett with a 5 on his second throw to take this thing to a 4-point lead.
As for Everett Shure, you just keep playing your game. You've got a significant lead, but that doesn't mean you let up at all. You got to be living in that 5 and 6 ring.
Nice throw there by Nicole. Looks like she's starting to hone in that throw there. So a nice bullseye way to capitalize on Everett's 4. But yeah, to your point, Joey, you can never worry about what your opponent's doing. You have to just keep playing your game, focus on that board. Because it doesn't matter if you're down or you're up, you still have to put that points on the board. Looks like a nice bullseye there for Everett. Nice response to that 4.
So he extends the lead to 4 after the first 4 throws.
And again, you can feel the tension. I mean, Nicole, this is her first tournament, so this is their first win-or-go-home game. So maybe that also went into the first throw that she had as well. But the nerves starting to calm down. A nice 5, able to make up a point on Everett going into the turn here. But Everett's been here before. He knows what it's like to have his back up against the wall. We'll see how everyone responds. Nice throw there by Nicole. Really nice. Could be a bullseye.
Indeed it is. What a start to the second half for Nicole D'Onofrio. She picks up a couple of points to get within 1.
Nice. So she's done a really good job, just like Everett did in his last matchup with Casey Laserwolf Nines. Doing a really nice job of coming back in this game. And it just goes to our point, Joey. If you live in that 5 and 6 ring, you can overcome a lot of deficits.
Well, there's a nice throw from Everett Shure,
Ooh.
but a better throw from Nicole D'Onofrio.
Wow.
We are all tied up after back-to-back bullseyes from D'Onofrio.
Yeah, so Everett not missing the bullseye there by much, but Nicole, ice in her veins, able to capitalize on Everett's 5 and a chance at a unicorn. Close, but no cigar.
5 Everett, 5 Nicole.
But we are still all tied up, 37-37 going into the 9th row. Wow.
Another nail-biting finish in store here between Everett Shure and Nicole D'Onofrio. 37 all, 2 throws to go.
Yeah, just great perseverance by both competitors here. You can see just living on every throw here. Looks like that's a 4 there for Nicole. That could be a 5 there for Everett.
4 Nicole.
So 1 throw to go. Everett's got a 1-point lead. Let's see what these competitors are made of.
Up by 1.
I don't think any kill shot attempts happening here right now, Joey.
No,
Unless they're
not
forced
even
to.
from Mr. Kill. See if he could put this one away with a bullseye.
Nicole with a breath. It looks like that's a 5, and it looks like a 4 there for Everett. But
Bullseye.
ruled
Wow.
a bullseye.
A bullseye for Nicole
All right,
D'Onofrio
good game.
to get the
46,
win
Everett, 47.
here in the postseason and stay alive. 47-46, the final.
Well, I thought that was a 5 off the throw there, Joey, but Jenny, getting a closer look, saw that it was a bullseye. So Nicole D'Onofrio eliminating Everett Shore, advancing in the B bracket, 47-46. Just a tremendous job of overcoming that one on her first throw. As you can see there, 4 6s on her board. And then for Everett, he only had that one bullseye there. Really wasn't playing his normal game. Didn't put himself in a position to go for the kill shot there. But just a tremendous season by him. And we'll see what Nicole can do.
Nicole D'Onofrio staying alive and looking to work her way into the championship matchup. Let's take a look at the updated bracket here in this double elimination tournament. Eric the Scope Shizzle taking down Hannah Brussel in the A bracket. Elsewhere, it is Nicole D'Onofrio, of course, just advancing past Everett Shore in the B bracket, and Hannah Brussel awaiting the winner between Cody Yoakum and Gina Feenstra.
Yeah, the B bracket really starting to take shape here. As you can see, Casey Laserwolf Nines will play Eric the Scope Shizzle in the A bracket, and then the loser of that match will head down to the B bracket.
Well, we've got a lot more Battle Axe still to go as we crown a champion here at the Bustin' Axe. We'll bring it to you straight ahead on MC22. Welcome back to Battle Axe. We are here at the Bustin' Axe throwing range in Dubuque to crown a champion here in the double elimination postseason tournament. Gina Feenstra is making a nice little run here this postseason. Let's throw it down to Gina to get her thoughts on her goals for the night.
You know, I told myself tonight nothing lower than a 4, and I haven't thrown anything lower than a 4, I don't think. There might have been 1-3, but I'm pretty sure that nothing lower than a 4 tonight. So, you know, I was hoping to hit 50. I got to 49, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Gina Feenstra staying alive and feeling good here in the postseason. It's a winner-go-home situation now for Feenstra in the B bracket. We're going to bring you her next matchup right now. Cody Yoakum taking on Gina Feenstra, winner-go-home.
Yeah, so again, Gina setting some really nice realistic goals here for the night. You know, you always want to kind of eliminate those 3s, those 2s, those 1s, those drops, and everything like that. So she's done a really nice job of living in that vortex, starting to move to that 5 and 6 ring. Nice 5 there to start off the match. Looks like that could be a 5 there for Cody as well.
All right, bullseye and bullseye.
A couple of bullseyes, though.
Wow, what a start to this one for Yoakum and Feenstra.
I'm going to go get my eyes checked here, Joey, but a couple bullseyes there for both competitors.
I'm with you, Bobby. I thought those were 5s as well, but we, of course, just don't have the vantage point that Jenny has when she gets close up there and takes a look.
Yep.
3 and
But
bullseye.
a bullseye there for Cody, and then that devastating 3 there for Gina, something she didn't want to have tonight. But still just a 3-point lead here for Cody Yoakum, and a chance at a unicorn here.
Haven't seen a unicorn yet here this postseason. We'll see if Yoakum can deliver the first one.
Looks like a couple 4s there. But again, you can see Gina, when she misses, that axe starts to sail on her a little bit. She kind of wants to find that form that she had with her first throw. Try to lock this thing in. But again, you can see that's the progression that we always kind of talk about, Joey. You want to eliminate those 3s. You want to start moving in that 4 ring. Looks like that's that could be a bullseye there, Joey.
4 Cody.
So we could be seeing in this tournament here the progression, the transformation from that 4 ring into the 5 and 6 ring here for Gina.
All right, 5th throw. Cody's up by 1.
Her second bullseye of the match. It gets her within a point.
And Cody living in that 4 ring a little bit too much, trying to find that 5 and 6 ring. Looks like a 4 there for Gina. And that could be a 5 there for Cody. The blade's popping through the top part of that axe there, and it is.
So Cody Yoakum will take a 2-point lead into the second half of this winner-go-home matchup against Gina Feenstra.
Nice
There's
throw.
a nice way to start the second half for Gina Feenstra. That looks like a flush bullseye.
And that's the throw, that we want to see her consistently have. A nice flush bullseye, able to capitalize on Cody's 4 there to tie this thing up. And you can see she's excited, man. She's feeling it.
She's making a nice run here this postseason and looking to keep it alive. Great focus there, but that one
Getting away.
just got away from her.
For Gina.
But it's not going to be too costly.
For Cody.
It's not going to be costly at all, in fact. It's just a 4 for Joachim as well, so no ground loss there for Gina Feenstra. 33 all, 3 throws to go.
Yeah, so if I'm Gina, though, I'd rather miss low. When the axe starts to sail on her, that's when she gets a little erratic, and that's when those 3s and those 2s can kind of come into play. Looks like that's another, it could be a bullseye there again, Joey. If it's popping in the right-hand side, but
For Cody, bullseye.
nice.
How about that? Another bullseye for Gina Feenstra. Her 4th of the match gives her a 2-point advantage with 2 throws to go.
When you can see, Joey, when you get into this kind of rhythm, you just want to go get that axe. You want to get right back to your spot and then replicate again. So Gina doing a really nice job of staying in that rhythm. Axe getting away from her a little bit, but Cody possibly with the bullseye here. Jenny's getting a close look, and a nice bullseye there by Cody Joachim to tie this thing up. So back and forth we go.
Once again, we are tied heading into the 10th throw, and it's win or go home here between Joachim and Feenstra.
Trying everyone, Cody. But
Yeah, so a number of close matchups. Again, you can see Gina just trying to get that muscle memory right, ready to go for this very important throw. Looks like that's a 5 there. And so close, we're going to have to get a close look. That could be a bullseye there for Cody.
It all comes down to this, and it's a 5 for Joachim as well. We are going to sudden death here with the entire season on the line.
Wow, so very, very close for bullseye there for Cody Joachim, but ruled a 5. Both players will go for a kill shot here. Closest 2 will win. If they both hit it, we move to the other kill shot here, Joey. Ooh. And Cody Joachim coming out. It looks like he hit that. A pretty flush kill shot there.
Cody Joachim advancing in sudden death to stay alive as a great season and a great run comes to an end for Gina Feenstra.
Yeah, Gina can really hang her hat on a nice season. She's really had a great tournament here. So you can see there are a lot of 6s on the board. Only that 1 3 on her second throw, so she did a nice job of overcoming that mistake. But then for Cody, we've wanted it out of him all season long, being aggressive with that kill shot. And the couple times that he's had to go for it, he's really kind of honing it in, getting it close. So we'll see if he can save that in his back pocket, see if it comes in handy for him later on.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot throughout the season. Cody Joachim needing to get that kill shot in his repertoire, and right there it paid off big time, keeping his season alive, and he's going to get right back out there in the B bracket looking for another win. It's Cody Joachim taking on Hannah Brussel, another win-or-go-home matchup.
Yep, we always know the B bracket is a gauntlet, so it's no time to rest, and you got another competitor you got to face. But Cody looking to hopefully take that momentum that he just had there with the game versus Gina and take it into this matchup versus Happy Feet Brussel. But a couple 6s to start off the matchup. Both players locked in and ready to go.
Yeah, you just win a nail biter if you're Cody Joachim, and now all you have to do is go out there and take on one of the better competitors in this league in Hannah Happy Feet Brussel.
Well, just goes to our point, Joey, of you want to live in that A bracket. Going down that B bracket, it's anyone's ball game. It's such a gauntlet to get back into that A bracket, get in that championship round. But Hannah with a chance at a unicorn here. It's an advantage going down to the B bracket because you get some more throws in, so you can get hot. You can get your rhythm going. But again, every matchup's a win or go home, so you get that extra tension. Where up in the A bracket, you can kind of breathe a little easier.
Yeah, Brussel, of course, played very well in her last matchup against Eric the Scope Shizzle in the A bracket. She missed a bullseye that would have sent it to sudden death by a matter of centimeters.
Yeah, it was very, very, very close. So we both know that these 2 competitors can absolutely take home this belt. Looks like that's a couple 5s. I know that's a bullseye there for Cody, and ruled a bullseye there for Hannah. She's going to get a closer look at it, though.
5, Cody. 5 Hannah.
So both competitors get a closer look and see that it's a 5.
Those were both 5s.
Very close, though, as we've seen with these kind of caliber competitors, Joey, that those Those throws are very, very close. You're going to need to get up close and personal to see if it's a bullseye or not. Looks like that's a 4 there for Hannah. And a 5 for Cody.
5 Cody, 4 Hannah.
Well, another great one here at the Buston Axe. Brussels and Yoakum in a 1-point game heading to the second half.
And again, locked into the game. Have to get a count on what throw it is. But both competitors will switch lanes. We'll see how it affects their throw. Looks like a 4 there for Hannah.
4 and 4.
But no ground gain, no ground lost. A 4 there for Cody Yoakum.
It seems like this is one of those matchups where it's going to come down to who can just get a couple of bullseyes here in the last few throws because
Correct.
they're living in that 5 and 4 ring right now. Someone's just going to have to step up and hit a bullseye, and right there, Cody
there.
Yoakum delivers.
Well, and you wonder, too, Joey, how much fatigue is actually playing on. I mean, there's a lot of matches that you play, especially the farther and farther you advance in this tournament. You're throwing a lot more than you are on a normal league night, so you got to battle through that as well. Looks like that's a 5 there for Hannah.
5 Hannah, bullseye.
But not
Cody.
to be outdone, Cody Yoakum with the bullseye.
5
Oh, but up close and personal sees that it's a 5. It was very close, though.
So it remains a 1-point lead for Cody Yoakum. 2 throws to go. Here in a winner-go-home match with Hannah Brussels.
And that's a 4 there for Hannah.
5 Hannah, bullseye.
And a
Cody.
Devastating bullseye there. Cody Yoakum able to capitalize.
Last throw, Cody's up by 2.
Is Hannah thinking about a kill shot? It's got to be crossing her mind, but it looks like she's going to just try and win this one on the board.
I mean, Cody has thrown 4s before, so
No
if she
doubt.
hits a bullseye. I don't necessarily disagree with this, but if this thing plays out, she's gonna have to go for a kill shot at some point. Oh, and off the mark, so close
4 Hannah.
to being a bullseye there. So a 4 for Hannah and a 5 for Cody Yoakum, and
48
Hannah, happy feet,
51 Cody.
is done.
Cody Yoakum gets the win, 51-48.
Yeah, so Hannah falls 51-48. As you can see, she started off the match really nice, had a chance at a unicorn on her 3rd throw. Just got stuck in that vortex a little bit. Wasn't able to capitalize on Cody's mistakes the way that Cody was able to capitalize on Hannah's mistakes, but a tremendous season for Hannah. Happy Feet Brussels. She made some really great strides, starting to live in that 5 and 6 ring a lot more. And then for Cody, he keeps on advancing. So now he's this dangerous competitor that's surviving the B bracket, and I don't think anyone wants to face him.
Well, it's all about staying alive when you're playing in the B bracket, and right now, Cody Yoakum is like the Bee Gees. Let's take a look at the updated bracket. Cody Yoakum advancing past Brussels. He'll take on Nicole D'Onofrio.
Yep, and so the winner of the match between Nicole D'Onofrio and Cody Yoakum will face the loser of our Casey and Eric matchup. So we'll see how that plays out. But all these competitors right now, Joey, are really honed in, locked in, and that belt is going home with somebody new.
Yeah, Cody Yoakum and Nicole D'Onofrio just a couple of wins away from working their way back into the championship match. We'll bring you this thrilling finish straight ahead here on Battle Axe. Welcome back to the Bustin' Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque. As always, I'm Joey the Jaw alongside Bobby the Blade. We are here to crown a champion in the double elimination postseason tournament, and we're getting awfully close to being able to crown that champion. Our next matchup is going to send the winner to the championship match. Here in the A bracket, it's Casey Laserwolf Nines taking on Eric the Scope Shizzle.
Yeah, so the winner of this matchup, Joey, will be the A bracket champion, and they'll wait their opponent via the B bracket.
And these are two of the guys you'd expect to be here in this moment.
Yep, should be no shock to see both Casey and Eric in this matchup here. Looks like a 5 there for Eric to start off the match, and a bullseye for Casey Laserwolf Nines. You can see Eric getting a closer look at Casey's throw there, noting that points are very important. Got to make sure you get a close look. Nice throw. Looks like Casey's in a good rhythm here to start off this matchup.
5 and 5.
Couple of fives there from Nines and Shizzle, so it remains a 1-point lead for Laser Wolf.
And as we mentioned before, with Eric and Hannah throwing, Casey also falls in that category. Once he finds that rhythm, that 5 and 6 stroke,
5
they
Casey,
go up there, they
bullseye.
grab that axe, they get right back to their spot, and they throw again. So
A flush bullseye there from Eric the Scope, his first bullseye of the match, and it ties this one up at 16 apiece.
solid breath. Get your throw lined up. Looks like it's missing a little to the top there. Looks like that could be a 4 there for Eric and a 5 for Casey Laserwolf Nines. But again, as we say, Joey, you
Throw Casey's
you
up by 1.
rather miss north and south than you would east and west. So not too far off from a 5 there for the scope.
Yeah, both of these players
Nice.
dialed in right now. It's going to come down to who can hit a few more bullseyes.
Yeah, that was a very flush, picturesque bullseye there for Casey Laserwolf Nines.
Or it could always come down to the kill shots as well.
It could, and as we know that we don't call him the scope for nothing, so we know Eric has that in his back pocket. We've seen Casey hit some kill shots before. He's just not very aggressive going for the kill shot.
4 and 5 Casey.
Well, Casey Nines extending his lead to 3 here. 4 throws to go.
Yep, so changing lanes didn't hurt Laser Wolf at all. And looks like another 4 there for
4 and
Eric,
4.
but a 4 there for Laser Wolf as well. And we know with competitors at this caliber, Joey, those 4s just kind of stick with them. They don't like those at all. So trying to live in that 5 and 6 ring, have that short memory. Nice throw there by Eric.
4 Casey.
And that's a bullseye.
Well, Eric the Scope delivering the bull when he needed it most. That gets him within 1
9.
with 2 throws to go.
Yeah, so we saw Eric in an earlier matchup have some really clutch throws down the stretch.
4 Casey.
It looks like he's continuing that trend right now. A chance at a unicorn to end this game
throw,
with a
Eric's up by
1-point
1.
lead. We'll see how this plays out. Another tense throw here, Joey. It looks like Eric's going to wait for Laser Wolf to throw. He didn't even look at the board. A couple of 5s. Wow.
Wow,
All right,
what a
49
finish to
Casey,
this
50
one.
Eric.
Eric the Scope Shizzle coming back to get the win. 50-49. Casey Nines heading down to the B bracket now.
Yeah, so Eric just with a nice job of coming through with those clutch throws on the 8th, 9th, and 10th throw, waiting for Casey to throw in his 10th throw to kind of see what he needed to do. But Casey with a nice 5, and Eric just had to match points. And what can you say, man? Just a tremendous matchup. Nothing more than we would expect out of the A bracket championship here. So Casey will head down to the B bracket, and Eric will sit here and wait for the B bracket to finish out before he sees who he's going to play for the championship.
Yeah, just 1 win for Nines, and this could be a preview of our championship matchup.
Absolutely.
Nicole D'Onofrio just came up short against Cody Yoakum. That ends a great inaugural season for D'Onofrio and a great run here in the postseason. Here's D'Onofrio with her thoughts on this season.
I think I did great this season. It's I haven't thrown a season for maybe over a year now. So going into it, not having thrown a season in a very long time, this was a great season for me. So was working on some new throw technique. And I mean, tonight I even came with a sprained wrist and still did pretty good. So it's good. It's a good season.
Well, how about that? Playing with a sprained wrist tonight, and Nicole D'Onofrio ends up in the Final 4.
Yeah, she did a really nice job putting together a nice tournament here. And again, you got to have that adversity. Sometimes you got to play through pain, and she did a really nice job in this tournament.
Casey Laserwolf Nines taking on Cody Yoakum here. Our final matchup in the B bracket. The winner of this one will advance to the championship. And Casey Nines off to a nice start here with a bullseye.
Yeah, it looks like a bullseye there for Casey on his first throw. And as we've seen Cody kind of running buzzsaw through the B bracket here, let's see if he can continue it versus the Laser Wolf.
I have a fun story about this.
And it looks like could be a bullseye there for Laser Wolf.
5 Cody. Bullseye.
Casey Laserwolf Nines is locked in right now. Back-to-back bullseyes to build a 2-point advantage over Cody Yoakum.
Yep, so Casey in that nice rhythm. A chance at a unicorn here. We'll see. Maybe popping through on the bottom hand side of that blade. Looks like that could be a bullseye there for Cody.
Bullseye and
And
bullseye.
a couple bullseyes there. So Casey with a unicorn to start off this B bracket elimination matchup. And Cody with his first bullseye.
What a time for a unicorn here. It's win or go home with a spot on the championship on the line. Casey Laser Wolf Nines
Man,
stepping his game up.
he's locked in. That's really close to being another bullseye there. And see, this is a crucial ruling here and a devastating 4. Luckily, though, for Cody, that was only a 5 there for Laser Wolf. But a 3-point lead going into the third throw. Casey looks locked in, Joey.
Cody Yoakum's going to have to heat up. Casey Nines.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
he had been so dialed in,
Bullseye.
and then he throws a 4 right there. Cody Yoakum delivers a bullseye, and Laser Wolf can't believe it. Just like that, the 3-point lead is down to 1.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes you just kind of, the axe gets away from you, but I mean, that axe really got away from Casey there. So very uncharacteristic 3 or a 4. He was lucky it wasn't a 3. And nice job by Cody to capitalize on that mistake.
But he still brings a lead into the second half. And he'll maintain it here after the 6th throw. Nines and Yoakum both throwing a couple of 4s there.
Yeah, and so Cody really has the advantage here in this situation. He's been in this elimination matchup. This is Casey's first elimination matchup. So the high-pressure throws are pretty familiar with Cody right now.
5, Cody.
A couple 5s there.
Well, Casey Nines happy to trade points for the rest of the way here in this one. We'll see who's able to separate themselves and advance to that championship.
And the axe getting away. So Casey with a really nice start to this matchup. Unfortunately, though, is a little too many 4s here on the back end.
I think the nerves and the high stakes in this one starting to get to these two a little bit, and possibly some fatigue as well. They've thrown a lot of axes here.
They have thrown a lot of axes. So, yeah, you're absolutely right, Joey. Fatigue could definitely be playing a part of this. And it looks like that's a 5 there for Cody. We're going to get a closer look here.
5, Cody.
And it is a 5, so we are all tied up. No shocker. All tied up going into the 10th throw. What else is new?
Well, you couldn't have scripted this any better. A spot in the championship on the line, and it all comes down to this.
Just goes to show, Joey, how strong that middle of the pack is in this league here. And a couple 4s, so we're going to sudden death. Let's get some extra axe throwing going on here.
How about that sudden death for a trip to the championship
Nice.
between Casey Nines and Cody Yoakum? Whoever can get closer to the kill shot will win it. If they both hit it, they'll go to the other kill shot.
It looks like
It's awfully
Casey's
close.
off a little bit. Oh, we're going to have to get a closer look here. Initially from the action cam, it looked like Casey had it. And he does.
Casey Nines is going back to the championship.
Wow.
He takes down Cody Yoakum in sudden death.
So
What a finish, Bobby.
what can you say? I mean, coming down to sudden death, it's very apropos. So Cody Yoakum caps a tremendous season, a tremendous tournament. He'll finish 3rd place in this, putting up a nice score of 48. But as for Casey Laser Wolf Nines, I mean, he kind of got stuck in that vortex on that back end, but threw that kill shot when he needed it the most, and he'll go back to face Eric the Scope Shizzle in the championship matchup. But Eric's got no losses. Casey's got the 1, so Casey has some ground to make up on Eric.
Looking forward to the championship. It'll be Casey Nines and Eric the Scope Shizzle for the Battle Axe Championship belt. We'll bring it to you straight ahead here on MC22. Welcome back to Battle Axe. The field of 14 is down to 2. We are set to go here for our championship match to crown a Battle Axe champion here at the Bustin' Axe Throwing Range in Dubuque, Iowa. I'm Joey Danya alongside Bobby Bradford. And Bobby, I can't wait for this.
Man, it's going to be a great matchup. We've come through the double elimination tournament, and we have our championship field set. Casey Laser Wolf Nines will face Eric the Scope Shizzle. Casey, although he came from the B bracket, has to defeat Eric at least 3 times, and then Eric only needs 2 victories to take home this belt.
The championship is underway. A 4 for Eric the
Four
Scope
bullseye, Casey.
and a bullseye for Casey Laser Wolf Nines.
So you can see Eric kind of stretching on his shoulder a little bit. I wonder if kind of waiting for that B bracket to play out, Joey, if that's going to be a disadvantage here for the Scope. Because we know Casey's got that extra game under his belt.
We, of course, saw these same two face off in the final matchup of the A bracket. Eric the Scope won by the slimmest of margins, 50-49.
Yeah, so Casey with another opportunity at a unicorn here to start off this match. Eric trying to find that 5 and 6 ring a little more consistently. Another 4 there. Definitely not the start he was looking for.
Well, Casey was really locked in the winner go-home matchup he had in the B bracket against Cody Yoakum, and he's carrying that momentum right into the championship.
Absolutely. He got stuck in that vortex a little bit there, Joey, but he's done a really nice job of adjusting in this matchup to live in that 5 and 6 ring, as you can see through the first 4 throws. Nothing but 6s and 5s.
Casey's up by 4.
Casey Laser Wolf Nines looking to become a first-time Battle Axe championship. Eric the Scope
5, Casey.
looking for his second belt.
Yeah, so a nice bullseye there by Eric. But, of course, as we've seen before, time and time again, you finally get your first bullseye, and then what do you have to do, Joey? You have to switch lanes, go to the other side, see if you can carry it over. And it looks like he did.
Bullseye and 4, Casey.
So a chance at a unicorn there for the Scope. And, we've seen him throughout this tournament, Joey, have a really good second half. He's kind of put himself in a little bit of deficit, but some really clutch throws on the second half of his matches have really allowed him to be that A bracket champion. Looks like that's a nice flush bullseye there for Casey Laser Wolf Nines, and you can see Eric shaking his head. He doesn't know where this axe is going.
That one got away from him a little bit, just missed the 5, and it cost him 2 points here.
Yeah, so he had a couple nice throws there to set up the chance at a unicorn, but
5, Eric. Bullseye, Casey.
looks like that ruled a 5 there for Eric, and another bullseye, so a unicorn opportunity here for Casey Laser Wolf Nines. Down by 4, and you just saw Eric call for the kill shot here. Love it.
Very aggressive, and I love it.
Yeah, he knows that he's got to win this game here. He's got 2 matches to win, and there's only one way to get back in this thing. Ooh, off the mark.
Yeah, with just 2 throws to go, absolutely the right call there.
Mhm.
But that will all but seal this one for Casey Laser Wolf Nines.
Eric
What a
calling,
round he's having.
Eric calling for the kill shot again. Looks like that hit. That did hit. Nice.
Nice.
So
Well, a nice finish for Eric the Scope getting the kill shot to go, but Casey Laser Wolf Nines wraps this one up with a bullseye. He gets the win 54-47, and now it's going to come down to who can win 2 matches.
absolutely, who can win 2 matches? And as you can see there, Casey with a really nice scorecard there. It's 1-4 on his 6th throw. Other than that, nothing but 5s and 6s. So he is definitely in championship form. But for Eric, he's doing a really nice job of finishing these matches. A really strong kill shot on his 10th throw. See if that comes into play in the next couple matches here. But he's got some work to do, but he's still in the driver's seat.
So it's all going to come down to who can get 2 victories first here. It's all even here between Casey Nines and Eric Chisel to crown a Battle Axe champion. Time for our next matchup. We're ready to go.
You can see both competitors staying on their side of the lane here. Wasting no time. Let's just get right back to it here. A couple 4s there to start off the match. And again, Joey, fatigue has got to be playing a part. I mean, these are a lot of matches here. That axe gets heavier and heavier. Nice bullseye there by Eric.
5, Casey.
Well, it's a 1-point lead for Eric the Scope Shizzle. Casey Laser Wolf Nines focusing in, trying to get a 5 or a 6, and he gets the 5 there. A 5 for Shizzle as well to keep it a 1-point game.
Yeah, Laser Wolf with some laser focus, trying to find that 5 and 6 ring. Eric, though, with a nice 5 there, has a 1-point lead going into the 4th throw. Looks like that could be a 5, possibly a 4 there for Casey. We'll have to see if it's popping through on the right-hand side, but Jenny's going to get a closer look at the Scope's throw.
I'll probably have Matt look at it. I think yours is a 4.
And so Casey's was ruled a 4.
Matt, you want
And you can see their points are so important here. But it is ruled a 4, and Eric elects not to get a second opinion, so he sticks with the 4 call. And it's so interesting, Joey. Sometimes you don't know really what side of the blade it's popping through or what side of the wood it's popping through until you take it out. You kind of see if you get a little bit of that color there. But nice bullseye there by Laser Wolf. And like just as we said in the last matchup, you hit your first bullseye, what do you got to do? Change lanes. See if
We
you
are
can-
all tied up at 24, heading into the second half. Nice start to the second half for
Ooh.
Eric the Scope. Looks like a flush bullseye.
Looks like a flush bullseye there for the
Bullseye.
Scope, but a 4 there for Casey. You can see he was holding on to that axe just a little bit too long. So nice job by Eric to capitalize on Casey's 4. But again, Casey, one of the best competitors at having a short memory. Nice. It looks like that could be a bullseye if it's popping through the left-hand side there, Joe.
Bullseye Casey, 5 Eric.
Well, Eric the Scope, lucky to get that one in there for a 5.
Yeah, he's got some high-pressure throws coming up here, Joey. Both competitors doing a really nice job of just kind of hanging around, finding that 5 and 6 ring. It looks like Laser Whip's starting to really dial it in here.
5 Casey.
But not to be outdone, it looks like the Scope, that could be a bullseye.
Bullseye Eric.
It is.
Well, Eric the Scope has a 2-point lead now, 41-39, 2 throws to go.
Yeah, so Eric's been doing a really good job with these high-pressure throws here towards the end of the match and carrying it over into this one. It looks like it's a couple 5s. So a 2-point lead going into the 10th throw here.
All right, last throw. Eric's
Is
up by
Casey thinking about a kill shot here? Doesn't look like it. That's not his game.
It's not his game.
So he's going to hope that the Scope throws a 4 and he can land a bullseye, and it looks like he did.
He did his part, and we're going to have to get a closer
Bullseye 4.
look, and it's ruled a 4.
Oh, my goodness.
So as
Wow.
it plays out,
We are going to sudden death between
Okay, you
Casey
guys are
Nines and Eric the Scope. The winner will have a big advantage taking the second victory here.
yeah, as you can see, just intense focus there by the Scope. He knows it's a high-pressure throw. Wow, it's really close. It looks like that could be a hit there for Casey. And it is. So Casey with a nice kill shot. He takes the second victory. He has one more to go, and Eric has put himself in a hole. He's got some work to do.
Well, a great job out of both of these competitors. They've been living in that 5 and 6 ring. Just a couple of 4s peppered in there.
Yeah.
Casey Nines coming up big with a kill shot there to get the win.
Yeah, coming all the way back from the B bracket. You know, he had to eliminate Cody Yoakum to get back into this championship matchup here. And then, you know, Eric has had some really high pressure throws. He's done some really good job of just kind of being the aggressor in some of these matches, but unable to seal the deal. And he's left the door open for Casey Laserwolf Nines to take home the championship belt. But I wouldn't count Eric out.
Absolutely. Eric Shizzle has been here before. He knows what it takes to win a championship. All he's got to do is win a match, and then all of a sudden, all the pressure's back on Laser Wolf. But if Casey Nines can win this match, he will become a Battle Axe champion for the first time.
And I wonder if he can smell the blood in the water, because that was a nice flush bullseye there by Casey Laserwolf Nines.
You wonder how much Eric playing in the A bracket might be a disadvantage at a certain point,
Right.
because once Nines dropped down to the B bracket, Eric just had to sit around and wait for quite some time. Maybe
Absolutely.
you get out of rhythm just a little bit doing that.
Yeah, you're just kind of waiting for everything to play out, and you know there's just those matches that they're getting extra throws. You know, they're getting their throw dialed in a little bit more. Obviously, fatigue plays a little bit of a factor on the B bracket, but yeah, to your point, Joey, sitting around not throwing an axe doesn't really do you any favors.
4 and 5 Casey.
Well, Casey Nines out to the early lead here. Another 5. He's up by 2 after the first 3 throws.
But again, you know, Casey's been both Casey and Eric have been in the championship matchup before. Eric sealed the deal before. Casey has never sealed the deal before, so I also wonder how much that's playing in. Casey is in the driver's seat right now.
You
Can he-
figure that has to be in the back of his mind, but he's dialed in right now. Looks like that might be a 5. No, it's a 4 for Laser Wolf. But just a point loss there. Eric the Scope throwing a 5. So Nines will bring a 3-point lead into the second half. We'll see if he can close this out and bring home the title.
Yeah, you can really tell, you know, Eric, you know, you just tell by the body language, you know, you can tell he's a little bit defeated here. He's got to really kind of focus up. Notice that he's still in this matchup here. And then for Casey, you can see he's just determined. He's going to get that axe. He's stepping up. He's not wasting any time. He's just finding that 5 and 6 ring.
He's so close.
Nice.
He can almost taste the title. And what a throw there. A flush bullseye for Casey Nines, and Eric the Scope responds with a bullseye of his own, but he cannot afford to trade points here with Nines. Pretty soon he's going to really have to think about going for that kill shot.
Absolutely. But you can see, just Casey, laser focus. It looks like a 4 there. Eric able to make up a point on him, so a 3-point lead going into the 9th throw. I'm wondering if we're going to get a kill shot attempt here.
I think the fact that he was able to pick up a point there significantly changes what you do here with this throw. Had it been a 4-point deficit, I think we'd absolutely see him going for the kill shot here, but instead he's going to play the board,
Casey, 4, Eric.
and it looks like
Wow.
Casey
All
Nines
right, last throw. Casey,
delivers big time. A bullseye there, a 4 for Shizzle, and of course he's going to go for the kill shot here. It's his last chance.
Needs Casey to throw a 3. Something we rarely see, and
Laser
that's
Wolf
going to do it, folks.
Clinches
Oh!
the championship as
All right,
Eric
good
the
game.
Scope
50, Eric,
wraps it up
50.
with a kill shot, but it's Casey Nines becoming a Battle Axe champion for the first time. He gets the win, 52-50.
Wow, what can you say? Congratulations to Casey Laserwolf Nines. He defeats Eric the Scope to take home the Busts and Axe Championship belt, 52-50. Eric with a nice kill shot on his 10th throw, but he needed Casey to throw a 3. Casey did not agree with that, and he threw a 5 and sealed this deal. So really tremendous season by both competitors. And, man, Casey can get that monkey off his back finally.
This was a moment several years in the making for Casey Laserwolf Nines. He's been a part of the Battle Axe program since the very beginning, and now he is finally atop the standings as the Battle Axe champion. Here's Casey Nines on finally winning it all.
That feels pretty good. I honestly was a little nervous going in. I mean, Eric and I usually go back and forth on who's going to win. I mean, the first game he won 1 point, put me down to the B bracket, lost my first game then. Just came back, and I mean, as you can see, we were going back and forth with points even, and it was just so close every time. I was trying to stay super focused, and I think it actually paid off this time. I didn't worry about him at all. And just kept throwing as best as I could, and I was just landing them tonight. So I was very proud of that.
Well, that really shows you how much of this game is a mental thing. Casey Nines was just dialed in, driven to win that championship, and that's exactly what he did. Thanks so much for watching Battle Axe. We'll see you next time here on MC22.